So, welcome to the next episode of Mostly Satisfactory, where I basically go through and stumble my way through learning this game in the most unsatisfactory way. But it is a big, beautiful, and complex game, and it's forgiving, and that makes it both relaxing and a lot of fun, and that's why I'm still here. So. What I did up to this point is we did the tutorials, and then we built a little base and finally weaned myself away from manually crafting stuff to the point where I finally had a fully automated production line, and we shipped that stuff up through the space elevator, but all at the cost of realizing that I had already outgrown my base. And I mean, it didn't take a genius to see it on the horizon. So, which is good because I'm not a genius. But we then moved, or have started moving. And what you have here, this big old Amazon distribution center looking thing, is the new administrative core of the new base. So what we've done, we're now leaving our baby level Satisfactory building behind, and we're moving up to intermediate. So if you're an old veteran, there's still plenty of stuff that you will see that will cause you to cringe, but the cringing will be perhaps less often and less cringy. So where we're at now is at the end of the last season. I was building foundation to hopefully move the space elevator. The jury's still out as to whether or not I can move it. I suspect I can. We're about to find out. But at the end of the last episode, I pretty much figured out that the foundation I had built for it is just not quite big enough. So I've now expanded it by 2 in each direction. And now this is kind of like the beginning of a more deliberate, thoughtful base creation process. I want to move the space elevator over here, but I want to leave some space, so to speak, around the elevator so that I can move in and around and do what needs to be done. So that's why we added those extra foundations. And now I'm adding these warning zones: loading zone, caution zone. They call it a full factory zone. Okay. But look at that. Now that tells you there's a big place to build something. And then there's a big zone around that something that basically says, watch what you're doing. Keep your head about you, because you might get knocked off. Which is, that's how factories work. If you've ever been in a factory, or better yet, worked in a factory, you know that there's the factory's there to make stuff, get stuff done. And it has also unlimited potential to kill you. Maim, destroy, mangle. So even aside from OSHA, whether or not we'll still have OSHA at this point, but even aside from OSHA, they put up all sorts of warning signs and stuff, and that's where this black and yellow diagonal lines come from, right? Just keep clear. Okay, moment of truth. I make sure I have enough storage space for this, and it seems to be working. No snide comments from my factory supplied AI. Oh, everything fit. I got it. Just making sure. Making sure there wasn't any shrinkage as far as quantities. I hate to get all the way over there, try to build it, and find out I'm missing something. Now, the goal for this episode, well, my goal for this episode is I want to set up a midterm, not a short term, but not permanent, but somewhere in between, power creation, power supply. And right now, I've achieved the technology necessary to build a coal power station, but I've never built one yet, and so there's a bunch of challenges there. Plus, I'm going to have a large number of biomass burners that will be here to, for now, they'll be the primary source of power. Eventually, they'll be the backup auxiliary power. But it's, now that we've learned how to do a lot of stuff. So, I can't, if I set the, nope, even if I set this puppy to always be open, I can't run out through this door, because the hub is set too high. Anyway, so we'll want to take what we learned from setting up the power stations at the old base and apply them here. Probably scale them up a little bit, clean them up. As Maya Angelou said, do the best you can, and then when you know better, do better. Well, I've done the best that I can, and then I learned better. Now I'm going to try to do better. Whoa, that's not even close. So we'll just nudge this puppy over. And I've tried to line it up so that these intakes here are to the side of the admin building. So that's good. Means I can basically run lines straight into those inputs. And I think we are good. Again, no snide comments from the AI, which is kind of comforting, actually. Okay, it's going to go do its connection thing. I might as well get off the platform. Or better yet, let's create a new platform. So what I'm thinking here is we have a row of foundations that will be the factory zone. And now what I want to do is on the other side of that row, I want to lay down some more foundations, and this will be where we will build our new power production. Specifically, this is where the biomass burners and the assembly lines for creating solid biofuel will live. And there you go. I think that should be enough. I mean, of course, I thought that about the admin building, and it turned out that what I thought was lots and lots of space was actually pretty narrow. Just barely enough to fit everything in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think I could fit in. We'll probably fit in 8 or 10 of those. Now, the old base is still chugging away. Oh yeah, I hate those things. So let's get back to the old base. And gather the necessary materials to build a bunch of biomass burners. To duplicate the setup we have here. Well, not just duplicate it, but improve upon it. Meanwhile, we can drop off some limestone here. Consolidate these stacks a bit. Grab some extra concrete. Grab some of the wire. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, Pooch. Which one are you? Buddy. Okay, buddy. Another nuke, huh? I thought it was... I thought it was ill-advised to give me one nuke, but now they've given me two. So, you know what happens, right? If I had one, I probably wouldn't use it because it's too valuable, but now I got two. So, what does that tell you? I got a spare. Yeah. Okay, so let's grab some plates, screws. You know, yep, still buddy, okay. We need these, and this isn't doing anything, so there we go. Look at that, it's making stuff. Okay. So then, what we want to do, why is this not producing? It's supposed to be making biomass from wood. I can throw some wood in there and it'll start working, but why is... I think there might be some leaves that are caught in there. And so it's choking on the leaves and not letting the wood in. And that was my fault. I put all the fuel in the storage container that feeds this thing. That includes leaves and wood. I should have been more careful about that. Huh. I can't reach in there now. Maybe if I build the belt back. Well, that's not good. What happened? I mean, I know I lost power, but weren't these guys working? Hey, buddy. Don't know where Gus is. Oh, we're way down. Or power consumption's way up, but my system is way down. Huh. Well, you know, let's just, I mean, you know, let's just take it all down. Now I know I definitely have the material to do what I want to do, because I was going to duplicate the setup somewhat, so. Well, while we're at it, we can grab a lot of this stuff too. I mean, the dismantling is quick and easy, but when you're doing this much of it, it is kind of a hassle. don't see any build mode or unbuild mode. So I was kind of hoping there might have been a dismantling version of the Zoop. Once you learn how to use Zoop, you won't go back, man. I think it was a Zooper option they added. Oh boy. I'll leave this piece because I know I can jump up on it. Huh. It doesn't have all that other stuff at the top like it did before. I wonder if this is still gonna bite me in the butt somehow. Well, only way to find out is to just move forward. I do like the fact that the base doesn't look particularly fancy yet, but it certainly doesn't look like a ramshackle operation like it did before. Set to always open, so it's always closed. Is that what this is? And then, oh, set to automatic, set to always closed. Okay. So this puppy's up and running. I just meant to nudge over, not jump over the rail. Well, now that I'm down here, I'll just deal with it, I guess. Okay, let's see how these puppies fit on this. And, oh, it looks like it fits exactly on a foundation. Well, that makes this easier, neater. It certainly appeals to my OCD. Three, 4, 5. Move along. There's nothing to see here. You better not poop on my deck. Move. Get off my lawn. Oh boy. Okay, this will be 8. That's a bunch of biomass burners, by golly. So then, logistics. Where are they? Oh, down here. Okay. Interesting. So splitter. Oh, there you go. So that looks like it's centered. Just need to rotate it. It's kind of hard to see the arrows. Okay. Like this. There we go. And the next one, similar deal. And the next one. This is already looking hopefully acting more like something that's deliberately planned and designed, as opposed to just put together through the whole hold my beer and let's see how this works mode. So nice. Okay, now that should feed them, but we're gonna need some constructors out here to feed the splitters. And I'll need a constructor. This constructor will basically create the solid biofuel that will feed the biomass burners. I got that backwards. It's slightly larger than a single foundation block, right? So it's going to stick out the back there. And let's rotate this around to line it up. And then, okay, that's set. Now I'm going to need another splitter, not a splitter, a merger, because I'm going to need two constructors, one for leaves that will turn it into biomass, and the other one for wood to turn it into biomass. And then both of those will then feed this merger that I will then use to feed the constructor that will give us our solid biofuel. And then for those two constructors, for the leaves and for the wood, I will set each of them up with their own storage container. That would be their input buffer. And in both cases, one would be just for the leaves and one would be just for the wood, so that we don't get into another situation where a constructor is choking because the wrong material is input. Build it in straight mode. I don't like having that much stuff just dangling, and it looks like it's going to let me put a support in after the fact. Might look a little weird. Let's see if I can make it not look weird. That looks good. And it didn't choke on it, so okay. Okay. So now we just need the containers. They might stick off the back here a little bit. Let's see. I don't like stuff dangling. Don't. Why is that at a weird angle? That should give me enough room. Organization, logistics. No, it's not logistics. It's... Oh, there it is. Okay, turn it around and line it up. Okay, it's lined up and it's as close as I can get it. Yep. Same deal over here. Now connect them with the conveyor belts. And that's done, right? So now we just need to feed these things. But before we can feed them, we need to have some power infrastructure. I was kind of hoping I could put a pole on top of this merger thing, but I can't. So I'll just have to figure out some decent way to line these up. I mean, this is looking pretty lined up and deliberate and, like, you know, professionally designed, sort of. So I don't want to just, like, do the normal throw poles every which way. Then, you know, create a rat's nest of power cables. But it's kind of like when you get your new computer and you deal with that big mess of cables. That first time you try very hard to do it different this time. I'm going to set them all up and wrap them all up, and it's all going to be neat and maybe color-coded and organized. And then over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years that you have that computer, you add new peripherals, you change this, you change that, new cable, and it becomes a rat's nest all over again. So I would like to start as non-rat nesty as possible, so that when the eventual ad hoc changes occur, you know, we start from a good place and then slowly evolve into a mess. Oh, it's getting kind of confusing with the space elevator right there. To connect the power cable to the space elevator. Yes, it is a bad place for it, I'm afraid. For this particular task, at least. Okay. Think everybody's wired? I'm not. I'm running out of caffeine, but I think I got this. Goes here. Don't need this one. Okay. So now, let's feed these bad boys. This will be the leaves intake. And so now we'll take this and make the biomass leaves. This one will be the logs intake. So we'll fill it with the logs. Make sure I got them all. Set it up to be biomass wood. There it is. Okay. And then this will merge them back into this. So we need to set this up to be the solid biofuel. And we can start it up a little bit, head start it with some biomass. And now we just need to fuel these babies. Oh, I didn't mean to put all 200 in there, but okay. Now, this should be fairly self-sufficient. We've got solid fuel going in already. Wow, it really eats up this biomass stuff fast. But once all the biomass burners are completely filled with solid fuel, this whole operation slows down dramatically. Okay. Let's take a gander at it from above, see if there's any weirdness. And I see somebody doesn't have power. Or they're not connected to the system. I think that's what that means. It's got fuel, yeah, it's just not connected to anything. Somehow. Yep. Okay. Go back to the eagle's perch here. Crow's nest, I guess. Okay, everything's green except for my constructors. They're yellow. That just means they're chewing on something. This is looking good. Now, this was actually all I really planned to do, and this went a lot faster than I expected it to. So now it's time to figure out the coal power plant stuff. Make sure I can make plenty of power poles, but I'm going to need some reinforced plates and some rotors. I wonder where I can get that stuff. Okay. I mean, it wasn't producing any while we were there because I took away all the power, but there should be probably enough reinforced plates and rotors still in the line that I can grab that stuff and have enough to build the coal power plant. So, thought that falling leaf was one of the doggos. Let's see. Ah, there's all. Where'd everything go? Oh, all stockpiled in here. Okay. Here we go. Rods, screws, plates and screws. Okay. Now we run back. There's a doggo. I think it's my doggo. I wouldn't be surprised if it was mine. Yep. Still Buddy. Don't know where Gus went to. Okay, come on, buddy. Let's see if you go this way. Stay away from the big blubbery, grunting, little-headed whatchamacallit. I have no idea why he took that out. In case a foundation jumped at me, I could dismantle it quickly. Can you jump off a little ledge like that? Yep, guess so. So presumably, I expect that there's something like a gas mask or a chem suit or something that I'll develop or research that will let me go into the green gas. The question is, so once I can go in the green gas, is there anything I can do to stop whatever's producing the green gas? Put a pin in that one. We'll find out eventually. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are you going? Like this. I get the impression you can't handle doors. How's that? Hey. Hey, boy. There we go. Now I wonder if this door will be triggered by you. Way too far out. There we go. It's triggered by me. Okay. Oh, I should probably board this up, or he's gonna get out. They have a knack for getting into places that I can't figure out how they did it. So why are the logs not moving? But the leaves are going great gangbusters. Okay. Whatever, all goes the same place. So now, I'm thinking it's time to see about getting the coal back here. Not much point in building a power plant unless I'm pretty sure I can get the coal all the way over here. Oh, gonna try to circle around me, huh? I am on to you, fiend. I lost him. Ooh. Did I lose him or did he lose me? There's a lot of stuff down here. Apparently I lost him. Yep. Olé! Hold still. Okay. Is he walking away because he was coming after me and changed his mind? Doesn't really matter. I don't need to be here just yet. Though I didn't know it was there, so that's another place I'll have to return. Come back here to my basic basic bridge. So we're going to put a miner. Oh, I'm missing a miner. Yeah, I'm missing the little basic miner that I got to build myself. I don't have to run all the way back. Hold on. Water extractor. Okay. Where did I see like a workbench or something like that, right? That was special. Yes, craft a bench. Let's try that. And no, that's not what I'm looking for. I need the thing that makes the machines. La máquina. Okay, this will do it. Equipment workshop. Yeah. There we go. Portable miner. Okay. Now we could build the miner. We just got to get to the node. But of course you already knowed that. Oh boy, maybe the caffeine is working. I don't know. Oh boy. It's been a long day. Last night we had I already had a 6 o'clock meeting in the morning with some folks in France. So I was going to have to get up early for that, but we've had really bad windstorms the last 2 days. Is he trying to get me? Is that what that sound is? Anyhow, we had really bad windstorms. I mean, really bad windstorms. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, it was bad enough that it woke me up. And then I was just... It wasn't this noise keeping me up after that. It was just me worrying about a tree falling on the house or the car or whatever. So I had been up since 3. Tired. I hear a lot of stuff moving around. I think it's Chuckles here is... He's aware of me and able to sense me somehow. I think he's launching photons at me too, but the cliff is protecting me. Let's see. Yep, there he is. And there he goes. Ow. Okay. I hurt a little bit. So let's see. Go to the miner. Now I want to try to line this up, but I noticed that I don't have the option to have this line up on the world grid like the other stuff. So how do I get it to line it up on the world grid? Oh, there you go. The world grid is north, south, east, west. If I lined up directly east and this thing is perpendicular to me, that's lined up on the world grid then. Now, I was thinking that maybe we can run the conveyor up to the bridge and then run the conveyor with the bridge, or alongside the bridge. And the power would run alongside that. This stupid space elevator is still throwing me for a loop trying to run power lines here. And I saw somebody said that you can like have this automatically put down poles for you. But they said that it would have a cable directly on it, but it doesn't look to be the case. So I'll just have to put a pole down and then run the cable, I guess. So I'm pretty sure I can reach that. So I put this pole here and then cable it. Oh, look, there you go. There we go. Now I can run this over to the bridge. And then I can run this across the bridge. There's the rest of the space elevator. It's completely misaligned now. I assume it'll correct itself on the next game load. Okay. I don't know how far these things can stretch, but they can stretch pretty far. Surprisingly far. And then we can hook this to our power network. Okay. So now the coal mine, the miner on the coal node, should be producing coal. Did I break? Oh, there. I just need to hit escape twice. There we go. Now, I'm going to run a long distance conveyor, and that's going to look messy, but I think that I can make it look less messy by putting it in straight mode. So we'll see if this works. And doesn't seem that straight to me. Okay, here comes the coal. Yeah, something tells me this gets kind of squirrely here. It's not going to be as neat and tidy as I would want it to be, but for now, I'll do the best I can, and then at some point we'll need a longer term solution, and I will rerun the conveyor or maybe use vehicles or a train or something, but oh, I'm in the way. So it's been pretty straight so far. Spoke too soon. So I guess straight mode is a relative term. Right there at the end, each time I just go loop. Like my little like my little sister, she has very long, well, she used to, but she very long straight hair. But if you let it get just a little too long, she'd have a little curl right at the end. That's what this reminds me of, right? It's long and straight, and then right at the end, just a little curl. What I need to do is I need to survey the route. That's so, we'll build it here and we'll get some coal flowing. And then we'll probably build the coal plant. But then once the coal plant's built, we will come up with a new automated system to get it there, working from the coal plant. I assume the coal's still coming. This seems to be the easiest way to line it up straight. But, if you go too far, it's easy to have it do that little flip it to the side. Whoa, what is that? How did that get stuck out here? Okay, this is about close enough. So maybe we could do, put it into a storage container. And let the coal accumulate while we work on the next bit. What? I thought it said it would line up. Conveyor belt. How can it be in belt? Okay, maybe we just push it a little bit further back. Like here. Okay. Oh, here comes the coal. Okay, that's in place. Temporary, but in place. And I need an entrance for this side. Okay. So I think it would make sense to keep our power production kind of like co-located. So we'll want to clean up this stuff because I think I want to put the coal plant over here at the end of biomass burner row. Doesn't have much of a ring to it, but it is accurate. Well, descriptive, I guess. Okay. Oh boy. Did they see me? I hear him. So yes, I think they saw me. Here he comes. I wish the chainsaw did something. Let's climb up here. I've got to learn how to switch hands on the fly. There's got to be a key combination or something. Okay, buddy. You don't have a straight shot at my back anymore. Hui! Boy, did I take that on the chin or what? Ouch. Oh, okay. It's working pretty fast. You know, I'm not keen on killing stuff just for the sake of killing stuff. When I'm in the neighborhood, he's in the neighborhood. It's just not going to work out. It's not you, it's me. Where'd he go? Haha. Ooh, what is this? A Mercer sphere.
The effigy has no song, only echoes, but it is part of a river. Why does the effigy avoid the windows?
Attention. Your brain's operations are outside typical parameters. Time spent daydreaming will be deducted from your sustenance budget.
So is he calling me an effigy? Interesting. Interesting. I've been called worse things. Let's... I don't see anything else of immediate value, so let's go back to what I was doing and see if I can figure out how I can hot swap these puppies. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. This does bug me something fierce. Huh. Now I can't get either of them working. So I gotta put the chainsaw on the other hand. Yep. Okay. Now I think we can go ahead and build the coal power plant without covering up any resources. I don't know how big the coal power plant is, so I'll just do like I did with the space elevator. I'll throw down some foundations and take a best guess estimate and then try to build the coal power plant and see how close I was. Do they not have any ladders on these things? I guess you're not supposed to be climbing on a power production unit here. Oh, there's a ladder. Okay, let's see. Foundation and Earth. Isaac Asimov is one of my favorite authors of all time. So, love the Foundation series. I love the Foundation series on Apple, but it is completely unlike, almost completely unlike the book series, right? I mean, if they called it something else, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more, but it's the same problem I had like with, oh, it looks like it's about 3 foundation pieces long. And, well, it's going to require at least 2 wide. So I think I need 6 more foundation pieces, I thinking. Anyway, I did enjoy the series on Apple TV. It's gorgeous, right? And the thing, though, is I'm a huge fan of the books, and I'm kind of I don't like it when they stray too far one way or the other. Like, Expanse strayed, but they didn't stray too far. So, and in that case, I saw the TV series first, so I really enjoyed the series, and I read the books, and I enjoyed the books more, and so it wasn't ruined for me. But in the case of Foundation, I read the books back when I was in high school, and it is one of my all-time favorite series. I just need to move it over a little bit, I think. But, the...
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point, because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
Man, I want to punch her in the mouth. Anyway, the like if they just made the Foundation series and called it anything other than Foundation, it would be one of my favorite series. But because it's supposed to be the Foundation series, and except for a few principles that latch up with the books, everything is completely different. I mean, radically different. That's the part that hurts again, right? Because I can't just enjoy the show if they didn't have the same names and general overall type of plot. If it was, then it would just be another science fiction show, and I would be totally engrossed. But because I'm such a fan of the book series, I'm trying to find the water pumper thingy. That's not it. Anyhow, since I'm such a fan of the book series, when I'm watching the show, I keep trying to line up with what I know about the book series with what's in the show, and it doesn't line up. And so I wind up like missing so much of the show because I'm so distracted trying to make it match up with what I think I know. Well, what I do know, but it's in the book universe and in the movie, the series universe. It may or may not be correct, so it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. So we ate up all the leaves already. And we've eaten most of the wood. Oh, I might have to go on a biomass run, but I think for the most part that's because, we're just filling up the buffers on these power plants. It'll slow down soon. Well, I must say, I think I got further than I thought I would, and I am more satisfied with the results than I thought I would be. And quite frankly, I'm a little proud of... Hey, pup. What? Quick wire. Okay, that's probably expensive. I'm proud of the output because... I don't want to term it this way, but it's kind of like this is my first adult base, right? I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I was goofing around. And now I've built something that, to a casual observer, might give the impression that I actually know what I'm doing. Now, and I know that that's not the case. But, like I said, a casual observer would look at this and say, this guy must know what he's doing, to some degree. And, of course, all you veterans are, chuckling because you're like, what a moron. But that's okay, because, I'm still working on this, and I've come an incredibly long way already. And I'm happy with that. the whole point of these of my Let's Plays is not because I claim to be the fastest guy, the most efficient guy, or the best guy. I'm just doing my thing, man. And you know, for some people, they're cool with being with me on this journey, right? Along for the ride. But if you're one of those that, you know, I just want to see how it turns out, you know, one of those guys who gets a mystery novel, reads the last chapter first. Yeah, my videos must drive you nuts. and sorry about it, but that's not how it works around here. And if that is your cup of tea, may I suggest that you switch to decaf? Oh, okay. Well, like it's, I know I'm gonna need these copper pipes, but do I have anything going here? No, not really. I got to move all the other stuff over from the main base. So I think in the next episode, the trick is to figure out how to set up the water extractor and run pipes and pumps and get that connected to the coal plant. And at that point, I think, I don't know where I would go with it. I would want to set up a more permanent and direct feed from the coal mine into the coal plant, but I also just want to disassemble everything left in the old base and then set everything up over here. And, you know, I've got some thoughts about assembly lines, but it's kind of complex. I don't know if it's valid, just me conjecturing on what I know of the game so far. But, you know, the idea of a generic and easily changeable assembly line. But, yeah, we'll cover that next episode. So, for now, I want to thank you for joining me on my journey and putting up with my trials and tribulations. So until next time, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.